They had come to witness Cedric take the exam. The High Lord Raven's eyes narrowed, and his nostrils flared as he ignored Cedric's attempts at the strength stage to instead spy on Nathan. Nathan Hayfield. How could you possibly think to go against us now? Nathan approached Amelia and Ulrich on the outskirts of the plaza. Down at the edge of the square, he hugged Amelia as Ulrich frowned, confused. How could his son have finished the test so early? Nathan, how did... Yes, father? Ulrich pulled his son away from Amelia and whispered in his ear. Nathan, how did you come out to us so early? Have you finished the exams? Don't tell me you cheated now. Nathan simply chuckled and spoke loud enough for both of them to hear. No, father, I didn't cheat. I just finished quickly. I don't have to wait here for everyone else to finish, do I? Ulrich's brow furrowed. He couldn't help but be skeptical. After all, he'd never known anyone to finish the spiritual warrior examination with such speed. Even if he had participated in it himself, he would have needed more time. Tell the truth now, lad. Are you really done with the exam? Honestly, father, I have completed it. Ask any stage official if you wish. Ulrich scratched his head as he tried to understand what had just happened. I know Nathan got stronger, but this is inconceivable. After all, he's just a boy. Before Ulrich could respond to his son, another voice cackled out of the nearby crowd. Poor, weak little Nathan. What's wrong? Got a stubbed toe? Why have you given up on the examination so early? I mean, I hoped you would fail terribly, but this is just embarrassing. Carleton Crane pushed his way through the throng of onlookers toward the Hayfield family. His lips curled into a taunting sneer. It was obvious that he wished to bully them. Despite Amelia and Ulrich's looks of concern, Nathan stepped forward to face Carleton, not even a little bit unsettled by his presence. Nathan knew that once the results were posted, unless something nefarious occurred, Carleton would no longer have anything to laugh about. I'll tell you what's embarrassing, Mr. Crane. When I finished the speed stage, I looked behind me and saw your poor son, John, huffing and puffing his way around the third lap. He was barely standing straight, let alone walking fast. You might want to go check on him and make sure he doesn't wander off the track and get lost. Nathan smiled politely as Carleton's face soured into a grimace. Nathan knew that the power of his Asura weakening aura, even at its weakest stage, would be enough to ensure that John would fail to finish the examination before nightfall. Carleton's face grew red. Oh, please. Your jealous words disgust me. You think my son is a sniveling weakling like you? Just wait and see what the results show. They will undoubtedly reflect the nobility results in just a few weeks. For once, Mr. Crane, I actually agree with you. All I can tell you is the truth. Whether you believe me or not, that's up to you. Father, sister, let us leave this place. I've done everything I need to do here. With that, Nathan motioned for them to leave. Ulrich nodded his head, and together the three Hayfields left the square as veins nearly popped out of Carleton's face. Go ahead, then. Scram! You're just jealous of our strength, you pathetic little worms. But nobody was left to respond to Carleton. He continued cursing at the air as the crowd around him ignored his shouts and instead focused on watching the exam. It was lunchtime when the Hayfield family got back to the hotel. Ulrich quickly ordered up a feast for them to celebrate, but he himself was still reserved about his son's performance. Amelia's overjoyed, as she should be. That girl has undying faith in her brother. But as a warrior myself, I know in my heart that what Nathan told me is impossible. Amelia, be a good daughter and get your father a flagon of wine from the cooks downstairs. Make sure they get the finest stuff they have for us to celebrate. Yes, father, Perhaps I'll even join in the celebration tonight. Nathan's done so well, he deserves a proper party. You're quite right. Thank you, lass. Amelia hopped up from their meal, tousled Nathan's hair, and hurried out of the room. As soon as she was gone, Ulrich's mood grew somber. Nathan locked eyes with his father, who waited to see who would blink first. Nathan calmly held his father's gaze until Ulrich blinked first. Ulrich slammed the table as he wiped his eyes. "Father, are you all right?" "Heavens, damn it! Now tell me the truth. There's no way you could have possibly finished that examination so quickly." "Father, I promise you, I'm not lying." "But how is that even possible, lad? Did you really pass all 3 tests?" Suddenly, the door opened again. Amelia was back with several large flagons of wine. She paused as she entered the room and sensed the change in mood. "What's happened?" "Father doesn't believe me. He wants to know how I did on the examination." Amelia frowned. She also grew concerned. "Go ahead then, little brother. Tell us how you scored." Nathan smiled. "Father, sister, please listen to me. You have nothing to worry about. I passed all 3 stages with a perfect score." Ulrich's jaw dropped. Amelia's face froze. Finally, she was able to respond. "You passed all 3 stages? Truly? And with a perfect score?" "That's what they stamped on the papers they gave me. Unless there's some sort of funny business, I should receive a perfect score when the results are posted." Nathan still had some reservations about the sanctity of the examination itself. It was well known in Godric's land that some officials favored the wealthier nobles over the weaker ones. Were House Raven to somehow influence the judges, it might just be possible for them to corrupt the results. However, Ulrich and Amelia couldn't care less about that. They wondered aloud at Nathan's strength and prodded him with more questions about the exam. "Go on then, son. I want to know everything that happened. Please, every detail if you can." Nathan nodded his head. He knew that there was no way they'd believe him if he didn't describe his feats in detail, so he shared every tidbit about the spiritual fighting examination. Hours later, when the meal was finished and the flagons were empty, Ulrich shook his head in amazement. "My little lad, you actually destroyed all 10 enchanted puppets during the combat stage?" Ulrich squinted his bleary eyes. He himself knew the power of those wooden puppets, and although he knew his son was strong, he found it hard to believe that Nathan could have taken on so many all at once. "That's right. At first, I felt bad about breaking them like that, but when I spoke with the officials in charge, they didn't seem to mind." "Huh. Incredible. Truly incredible." Ulrich took a deep breath and finally turned to his son. "Nathan, I've always trusted you and your judgment. If you say this is what happened, then that is what happened. But part of me still finds it all hard to believe." "I thought you might say that. Father, what would you say to a little strength competition of our own?" Nathan had planned to reveal his true strength to his family during the aristocracy examination, but now he knew that Ulrich would be unable to eat or sleep properly until he saw it for himself firsthand. Ulrich grinned. "What exactly do you have in mind?"
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.